Thank you very much, Vinita. It's really nice to have you, introducing us. And I'm very happy to have Raed over here with us. Raed, so how are you? How's Dubai treating you?
First of all, nice meeting you all, and I'm here. Dubai is amazing. Dubai is always surprising everyone with new things. I mean, just recently we've opened the Museum of Future, and I like the competitive atmosphere of Dubai that keeps us always on our toes. So Dubai is amazing.
Fantastic. And you also got that entire Chamburi going on where you're exposing, the world is coming towards Dubai nowadays, especially because you're having that great exposition going on.
Expo has been amazing.
That's right. Yeah.
So many.
Great. You've been involved.
Hi, Raed. Welcome to
Suchit.
the show. Yeah. Welcome. It's been so amazing to see you after such a long time. Yeah.
Yeah, great. I mean, so Raed, you've been involved in real estate with North 25. You've been involved with the Dubai parks and resorts, which had fabulous rides, etc. I mean, and then now you're running Sky Sound Productions with your two colleagues over there. So what excites you about this world of providing entertainment and also providing wholesome residential places to residents and to expats who are coming and living in Dubai? Yeah, what excites you about that?
The whole entertainment industry for me, it's like a virgin market, an industry here in the region, the entire region, basically. And it was a really good opportunity. It was an amazing opportunity for me to be running this entire industry from a theme park or amusement park perspective, and marrying the movies industries, the film industries with the rights, and from the development perspective, North 25 was created by the two largest developers in the country, Dubai Holding and Miraz. They wanted to create a development arm centralized for both big companies. And I was fortunate also to run that company, to actually create it from scratch, from the logo, from the naming and everything, to the team, and to building over $50 billion of projects across Dubai. It's an effort. I was actually the youngest CEO in the country running these projects, and the exposure was amazing through different industries: entertainment, real estate, malls, retail, films, and in a very short period of time. I mean, this was a span of 10 years, but in 10 years, we've built over $100 billion projects, and I was fortunate to get. So how can I not get excited when all these new projects that comes on the table, we just go and implement them second day? It's always excitement.
Fantastic. And Dubai has become a destination for a lot of media companies also from India, and a lot of studios coming in there. Zee's got its office there. Viacom 18's got its office there. What makes Dubai so attractive?
First of all, I think some of the recent movie films, they found Dubai as a backdrop movie to attract so many filmmakers. And the smoothness of the processes and procedures here in Dubai made everyone really attracted to come and shoot their films and movies. You will have the tallest building behind you. You'll have a palm shoot. You have skydiving. You have so many of those imagery and footage that really, Hollywood was attracted, and Hollywood does not go anywhere. You've seen the Mission Impossible that was done with the Burj Khalifa. And also the support from the government for those filmmakers is huge. I know there's departments only made to support filmmakers come and shoot in Dubai.
Plus, also you'll offer, you'll have a tax-free zone which is very attractive for companies to set up shop in Dubai, for media companies.
completely tax now. I think there's a 5% tax now goes, which immediately comes into the infrastructure. I mean, you sleep and you wake up next morning, you see a huge bridge opened, crossovers, metro, name it. So there's a small minimum taxes, but this does not hinder any filmmakers to come to Dubai. Tax them more. As I said, there is so many government support for filmmakers to shoot in Dubai.
Fabulous. So now let's move on with your experience at DXB Entertainment or Dubai Parks and Resorts. What incentivized you to put that up? I mean, what was it that excited you, building that and getting in so much of CG work into the rides, etc. And what was your association with Riva and Suchit's company? And then I can also involve Suchit to be a part of the conversation once you're done.
First of all, this was a dream of His Highness back in 2006. He published saying that we want to create a family destination into Dubai by creating those small entertainment elements across the. But unfortunately, the crisis hits at 2008 and everything stopped. Although we brought so many IPs, intellectual properties from the US, whether it was Six Flags, Universal Studios, Disney, you name it, Legoland, but everything stopped. So the challenge came back, I think, early 2013, late 2012, when he announced, and it was just a small, actually a big announcement in the newspaper showing a small master plan saying that this new theme park city will be built in this area, nowhere. And I did not have even a PowerPoint sketch back then. And after 3.5 years, you can now visit 30 million square foot of land with 3 theme parks, 1 water park, 2 hotels actually. They recently opened. To make it more interesting, I've seen what the Americans have stopped in theme parks industry in terms of technologies, and I took it from there and took it a notch to say how can we very complicated process. I mean, Suchit will be talking about it because you'll be marrying so many technologies together to program the videos, to program the imagery, the media, rides itself, the ride, all together to create, to immerse. This was my goal. I want to make the visitors immersed in those rides as if they are really playing a role in that movie. So the media is surrounding them, the feeling, the movement, the technologies we've chosen sometimes we've piloted actually some of the rides, and I took that risk, piloting it for the first time to basically just create that immersive, because I wanted to create a media ride attraction, media-based attraction, sorry. So anything that relates to media, so movies you love, you've seen throughout their life, and the best rides technologies, those are both married and showed to the guest. And we've won lots of prizes for that. I mean, with Suchit and his team and brilliant team, and I want to say it in front of them, they worked tirelessly to make sure that they fit the right media, and not that they will have to get the approvals from all the studios. You're talking about Hollywood studios, you'll talk about the Bollywood, you'll be talking with every single touch. So if they want to, let's say a Shrek, if there is, I'm giving an example, what level of green he should be shown in that ride. So getting approvals for so many entities is and meeting the target. So you have a target to meet. You cannot miss that target. Otherwise, all the project will slip. I was blessed to have really good team, whether they were employees of the DXB Entertainment in Dubai Parks, or even our partners who helped us, such as his team, in creating these amazing rides.
Right. You want to take over now? Yeah.
Because I've got a lot of noise in the background. I'm getting my headsets.
Yeah. So, Raed, it's just amazing. It's giving me deja vu, to hear all the past, what we did. I kind of at times feel like going back to those days and kind of kind of experiencing those all over again. You know, it's been so amazing, and we have learned so much from all of these. Right? If you remember, I want to just go back to a little bit of the past, wherein we started with fly-through videos. Right? I remember when we first met in 2012. We were doing the fly-through for Dubai Eye, and that's when we first met. And I'm literally having goosebumps, you know, talking and hearing you say all about it and narrate it. And then, of course, I remember that halfway down the line, somewhere in 2013, we saw the book for Hub Zero first, and we were all thrilled because we were from games. I mean, everybody was an avid gamer, and we were getting rights for Final Fantasy, for Resident Evil, for Battlefield, for all of that stuff. We were called to your offices, and without any prejudice or ego or any such thing, we were explained and we were kind of taken on board as colleagues and partners to kind of help develop this. And our ideas were asked for. So I remember that. How did this transition? Can you talk about this transition? Because we were doing fly-throughs for all the real estate stuff that you guys were making, right? And then this huge transition onto the theme parks, onto Hub Zero and Bollywood parks. Warner Brothers and all that came much later. I mean, those were the first two theme parks, amusement parks in the U.A.E. And we decided that it's going to be a very, very immersive experience. We are going to go to Japan. We are going to take the rights for Final Fantasy from Capcom, Square Enix, like you mentioned, you know, for the Hollywood movies, for the IPs. What brought in this huge transformation? Were you thinking of, you know, when Dubai was developing after the financial meltdown at that time? What were you guys targeting? Was it like a complete media hub for the entire world?
Very good question. But someone had owned this entertainment industry, because nobody owned it as I mentioned earlier, in the country. So the privilege was ours by Director of Finance that the entertainment hub here industry. It's through Miras Holding, where I was CEO of the entertainment sector, over the entertainment hub. And so the idea, you know, from Dubai, we wanted to create the largest wheel, and now it's open. It's a 200-meter wheel. And yes, I remember it was a fly-through ticket, and if you go now, you'll see exactly what was in the media. It
looks beautiful.
Then also, so we came up with, you know, from my team, we came up with ideas that are creatable and that are also operable. So one of the ideas was how to, and this has never been done before, bring all the games under one roof. We were all gamers as well. You know, me, you, and the team love games, and helped us, because when we went to Japan and to sign with they've never heard about this concept. How can you put a game in our, then we will be next to our competitor, and this is exactly we brought all the competitors together under one roof, and where you helped us in creating the media of Final Fantasy, and those are games that are, you know, sometimes also beating the film industry in terms of revenue. The games are crazy. So we created an idea, created a team, and went with the construction from Hub Zero as a gaming hub, and then the theme parks. We wanted to get the best from the West and the best from the East. That's why we created Hollywood and Bollywood under next to each other. Again, never been done before.
Yep.
We wanted to create icons, so entertainment icons, to get actually the surrounding real estate value. To create this value, we created value based on these icons across the city. So it was an amazing idea, because if you create the entertainment and you create, it becomes a very tourism destination, then your transportation will, your hospitality will work, flights, economy, everything will be supporting that, right? And this is actual income and helps the GDP of the country, and that's what drove us to create the entertainment. So creating entertainment hub is actually helping all the real estate surrounding and creating those values, but bringing new ideas and fresh ideas, not only normal theme parks and amusement park, because amusement park is different. We created theme park. Amusement park is basically feel or
Yes.
think around the story. We created a story behind every ride.
Fantastic. I mean, that's great to hear that you wanted to create a theme park rather than an amusement park. So the process of, you brought in contractors from all over the world. Why did you, you began with Bollywood, as Suchit just said earlier, and you began with the gaming side, as you said earlier, the gaming rides, etc. So now, how did you go about the process of imagining this?
The idea is basically, again, I was blessed because I love movies. I love movies. I wrote 2 books, horror books, and we'll be talking about them, and it's in the market. I'm into entertainment since I was young. So, and the creative mindsets that's surrounded by me is all imaginaries. They imagine the ideas. They create pictures before creating the concept on the paper, and that's what helps us, because we sit around the table, bunch of creative guys, crazy minds. They go wild about the ideas. We drop them, and there's no limitation for ideas and creativity. That's why you open. It's limitless. You open your creativity beyond imagining, and then whatever is doable is doable. We put them in the paper. Documents. It's animation. So anything in animation, you can draw and you can picture. You can make. I don't know. Anybody fly. You can make an old man fly and then jump and then probably break a building. You can do whatever you want. So we all bunch of creative guys just sat there and we just loved to dream and make crazy stuff, and this is what we did.
And His Highness gave you the green signal for all your ideas. His Royal Highness gave you the green. His Royal Highness gave you the green signal for all the ideas.
Muhammad Barasha just gave it. He just gave the green light and the go ahead for the entire industry, and the theme parks, hubs, everything was being built. Not so to create even the arena, Coca-Cola arena that suits 20,000. This is the arena we created that based on O2 arena in London, and we brought the same operator. So every different kind of entertainment, whether it's cultural based, whether it's educational, we call them edutainment. So entertainment. Museums, everything that is that gives or has a dotted line to entertainment, we've created. One of which is Green Planet as well, which is a building that's tropical. You'll visit 4 forests in one small building by looping down. 3,000 creatures inside that building. So
that's just amazing.
Of course, I mean, this has all been funded by semi-government entities, some of which was publicly listed in the stock market. Yes.
Yeah.
Right. What about speaking from experience? I remember that the difficult part was setting up the relationships when you're doing Bollywood Park, you're doing Motiongate, Hollywood Park. Then we're doing Hub Zero, where we have to go to Japan and set up relationships and buy IPs from them. Then come to Mumbai and get the IPs of some massive films which were mega hits. Same goes for the Hollywood movies as well. And just decided to put them all together in different locations, and one in the same location, which is Motiongate and Bollywood Park, and the other one was this console gaming theme park, where it comes in Japan, comes in US. We had Microsoft IPs and all of that stuff. How was this? This was not easy, I remember. I mean, but you kind of made it look easy, for this relationship to kind of flow in one boat. How did you manage that? I mean, that was something one of a kind, and you had to kind of tell them that this is all going to work out. This is all going to look really amazing.
It wasn't easy. It was a big roller coaster ride. I mean, knowing that they're competing again in the industry, trying to tell them, because they'll tell you, listen, I want the bigger space, bigger zone. I wanted the best ride. Spend for me this much of millions of dollars in my ride. I'll do this. I'll do that. And they're competing. So they do, and I am also binded by a timeline. I need to finish by a time. World to open in 31st of October, 2016. So it wasn't really hard, but we've tried. At one point, I wanted to put the plugs in some of the projects. After building them, I took that risky decision because I wanted to show that I am deadly serious about getting these parks opened on time. So some we've used some threatening tone, some we've been just friendly, and they were really supportive. It's difficult because I was in one day negotiating in Mumbai with Bollywood studios. Second day I'm flying to Hollywood to negotiate another contract, and those are two completely different mindset and industries to negotiate these kind of stuff. Although you're creating the same product, but it's a different. Flying to Japan to talk about gamers, and they don't understand the theme park industry at all because they've never been introduced to a theme park rides. But the idea itself, the concept, the craziness, you remember we've been drawings, convince our partners, all kind of media, showing them how it would look like, what is the support that the government is giving us, and we are not any private small companies. We are really supported by the government to create that. So credibility was very important. And who's behind this product and work was something big. At the same time, how to control sorry to say that, but the greediness of the industry, of getting everything.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
So
one question, Manmohan Shetty. Sorry, one second, Anil. Manmohan Shetty's theme park. Was there a moment that there was a relationship to be established when you guys decided that probably the same reason there is no theme park in India and it's only about an amusement park, and then probably we can turn it into something really amazing for us to kind of go, because the only mode of entertainment for us is going to the theaters before pandemic. So was there a relationship about to be built and then it didn't?
Basically, I was back then with Riva Entertainment. We came up with the concept that since we are creating whole art, why we can't have Bollywood? I mean, we can create that, and we can build on the famous the industry itself. Bollywood is like watched by billions of people, already the brand is there. So I said I will use the same brand. Why they spend billions of dollars on it? Take them easy. Let them imagine anything in it. So I built on that already well established brand, and I created a product within it. And we've moved more into the live entertainment in Bollywood, more than rides. Now there is more rides added to the park, but basically we wanted to go live entertainment, the live shows, whether it was a musical in Taj Mahal, whether it was the different street shows across that. Yes, of course, we've established also the first relationship with, I think it's called Excel Studios in Mumbai.
Yeah. We had a partnership company with them, even here, called Excel Media with Farhan and Ritesh, and that was created some nice stuff and games and all that. Yeah.
So and I knew back then that it was one of the very young studios that really created the blockbusters kind of movies. And so I wanted to open a door with one studios before I go to the others and get the other movies. And that's the relationship that I had with Ritesh and his team. And also I got to educate myself on how do I negotiate and bring partners that will be lasting for a long period. And it's been amazing. Everybody understood it. Everybody wants to support it, whether it was the stars themselves from Shah Rukh Khan, Hrithik Roshan, Salman. Everybody understood how to have a presence in a theme park that will last for generation and forever. Their names would be supporting that, and they give the time and the effort to really be part of this amazing venture.
Yeah. Now, can I step in? I'll just step in, Suchit. So, in terms of Suchit's company at that stage, the process of creating those themed rides, etc., the CG and all of that, how easy was that for you in the working relationship, and how challenging was it?
The questions to me or for Suchit?
Yeah, to you.
Again, I mean, I'm really was blessed to meet Sachin and his team, and Sachin himself. I mean, I know this young fellow came up with crazy ideas. He wanted to put them on reality and to see them going live. And I if I know something, one or two things, I know how to read people and how to understand what they will achieve from a creative mindset. I read this guy, like I knew that he will have a very, very product for me, because I cannot be a star unless I have stars working around me. And that's what I read on this young fellow, and what he did was amazing. If I was satisfied on one thing, he will just make it more satisfactory. He will not stop there. He will make it even more greater. And that's what helped me actually to open on time, to create those media 4K, and also to compete with the theme park industry in the US, because part of media is that they created, and Suchit was leading, was how even the creators themselves, the gamers, they were like shocked of the quality. You know, we took their product, their animation, and we created another animation from our side, but make it greater. So I was really, really blessed to have this guy with me.
So let's revive your memories. Subroto, you're there, right? Can you play the video of Final Fantasy? If you could play that show, Raed.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah.
Final Fantasy 7 ride, not 15. Thank you, Raed, for your kind words. I mean, you were very, very supportive. You were somebody with all those going on and creating all of that. It was never easy unless we had the support from you. You can go forward a little bit, Subroto, so that we're in the middle of the action.
I am Otto. Please put... Danger! We need to get to Meteor. Operation activated. Please proceed with caution. That did the trick. Let's go!
So this is basically the ride, as you know, as people were on the ride.
This is a Final Fantasy 7 ride. It's a 180-degree screen wrapped around you, like the King Kong ride in Universal. There's a vehicle which is programmed from SimWorks, and it's programmed with the media, with this 8K media. Right now, what we're watching is 2K, but with 8K media of this 180-degree around, and you are literally feeling it. You're screaming. You're trying to hold on to your seats and your belts. You have 3D glasses. You're literally in the middle of the action and enjoying it, screaming, and it's crazy. It's an amazing ride, the first of its kind. And
the autopilot should guide you the rest of the
and rendering the 8K ride was at that time something. We've used Unreal. We worked with DICE. DICE uses the software Frostbite, but they don't license it out because we did Battlefield as well. But we've used Unreal. Unity, we've used Unity 2 for other things, because today Unity is very, very developed. But at that time, Unreal was probably our only option. So we had a lot of programming to do with our CG that we had to do for the rides. Under rides, guidance to kind of help do these theme parks, the media for these.
Excellent. I think it's fabulous what you'll have achieved, and you know, I can experience, I can feel myself feeling these situations.
So imagine this is going to be projected on a 20 feet wall, and you're watching the whole thing on a 270 degrees. So you have it's an immersive feel, the whole idea, and to render this kind of a 360 degree, it's way too challenging. Like one frame of each file used to take like 9 days to render.
Wow. Amazing.
Please remain seated.
Amazing.
Yeah, and all the braking, and then the monster lifting up the vehicle and dropping it, and the whole ground kind of breaks. And here it is. And it's like everybody screaming in that beautiful facade of the theater. Yeah. I think, Subroto, you can show a little bit of Dawn as well, if we now go and show the Bollywood park ride Dawn with Shah Rukh. Subroto, I think you can close this and play Dawn. Yeah.
Rawan ride, not Dawn.
The Dawn ride, yeah.
Shizam, have the Rawan with me right now over here because that is a very low.
Okay, you can play that. You can play that. Yeah, you can play Rawan. We shot Rawan and Dawn both with Shah Rukh.
Yeah, Dawn was the same technology as Final Fantasy. Dawn was the same exact.
Yeah, Dawn was the same exact technology. That's right. Yeah, but Rawan was a 4D cinema with all the FX.
As a replica of Dubai, the entire Dubai street and that video.
It's lagging a little bit, I think, because of the recording, but yeah.
No, this is impossible.
Remember me? You still think you can control me? Your fate is in my hands.
Let him go.
What took you so long, everyone? You've kept me waiting. Let's play.
Pratik, get back.
Time to change the level.
Wow. Yeah, I think we've seen enough now.
Yeah. I think, yeah.
Yeah, because
So-
you got to talk about other
Yeah.
experiences.
So,
also.
Subroto, I think you can stop that. We have a good idea of.
Yeah. So you got this ready and you launched it. What was the reaction to the theme parks? Right?
Say that again.
What was the reaction to the theme parks from the
Action.
public, from Dubai's citizens, and also visitors and tourists?
It's a national pride. It's a national pride because a creation of the new amazing product that is new to the region. Everybody was like, it's like wanted to visit and see a national pride that we can also compete in the new industry that we entered. They've seen the technologies that I've put in also from the fire systems across the entire destination, entire city. It's quality, 30 billion square feet. So it's a national park. Everybody was bragging about it. Everybody was talking about it. Let's say that they were bragging about it.
Excellent. So now are the parks opened after the pandemic? Has the pandemic had an effect on the parks?
Pandemic had effect on everything. I mean, at one point they've used it to as a quarantine.
Okay.
Recovered. Occupancy of the hotels has been very, very high in that year. We actually added the Legoland Hotel. It was part of the plan, but the opening was just 2-3 months ago. So you can see that within the pandemic, they're still opening new hotels and introducing new hotels. So I think now they're recovering, and Expo had helped as well, because people will spend so much time in Expo, they want to be entertained as well. So that's also
excellent. Now, so you moved on from that onto Sky Sound now. Tell us a little bit about your Sky Sound vision and your entire your journey in Sky Sound, which is around, I think, 6 years old now, right?
Sky Sound?
Yeah, that's about 6 years old, right? It started in 2016.
Again, this is now the personal passion that I had,
Sure.
Yes, I was fortunate to be part of the entertainment and also introduced to the studios, Hollywood studios and Bollywood studios, throughout all these, the connections that I've created throughout the years. I've seen that the entire GCC countries, which is Gulf countries, the filmmaking industry is still virgin. The ground's virgin. Although the TV shows have been there since the 50s, in GCC. And the feature films was not really, let's say, a strength in the GCC country. And it always came either from the Arab pan, either from Egypt as filmmaking. They are like #1 in the film features. And a little bit came from Syria and not much there, So it was, and I always wanted, to see that the media side of Dubai needs to be stronger in terms of what can we present to the world rather than what we can buy from a media perspective. And we have all the tools, we have the contents, we have the creativity. Although that some of the rules and application of the filmmaking probably might, make producers a little bit hesitant to spend there, but it's being now solved and being talked about, and now there is lots of support from within. Personally, again, so when we look at the film feature, the still virgin market. Now, going deeply to really eliminate kind of competition, I focused on the horror part, since I also have 2 stories published in the book, and there's like fourth edition already. Short stories. So I took one of the stories. I'm now also creating a script. And I want to work with Famulus on this one because now again, it's the first time in the Arab world where you create a feature film that are really guy, you wanna support with this guy, but there's no studios that are very competent to really give you the Hollywood effect behind the screen. So that's what I've been talking to Suchit about it, because if we marry those two, we will create the first horror movie based on in Arab on Hollywood style in this area. All the stories that have been done, the horror movies, I think there is like 4 horror movies in the entire cinema life of Arabs, like TV shows, and are really hungry for those Arab horror movies. So I took that approach to work on that. Plus, I have the section of the musical section on Sky Sound Production, where we produce albums for singers. And we have also a vocal training academy to train all the singers, presenters. They came from all the channels to come and take some of the courses that we have in Sky Sound Production. So, I'm pursuing this dream that I've been waiting for life. And that's why I'm in Sky Sound now.
Fantastic. So it's going to be in Arabic, the horror film, or is it going to be in English?
We want it in Arabic. We want to take the advantage of not being done before.
Fantastic. So I heard correctly. It's in Arabic, right? Which is great. Fantastic. So the Arabic film in the horror genre. So it's going to be very heavily based with a lot of VFX, right, in it?
100%. Yeah. Because there's so many kinds of the horror under the horror section. There's the flesh and blood, like you see the Saw movie. There's spirituals like exorcism. So I'm looking into that section where there is possession and the entire body of the woman, the veins coming out of this, and the coloring of the eyes, the jaws dropping. All these are the effects, and had to be real because we want it to look very real. And I think they made it very clear. I've seen so many things that Suchit and his team did that I was surprised that they're not really real actors. So I think the technology needs.
One thing, sorry so that we have also, Raed, have been planning Anil, some joint productions wherein, right, just like your support before, I remember we've been working with His Highness and the Future Group, and when we're doing the the Sabil Museum fly through, and now that it's all already done and it looks brilliant as a piece of architecture, like anything else, any other, and I believe there'll be a lot of will they give it out for shooting purposes and all that stuff, because the interiors, I see posts from Sean Killer and other people, and they just look stunning at the moment. And with our production plans, you have production plans, I'm also getting into production. So do you think that it will be conducive in Dubai to now shoot and get tax rebates even for our horror or other genres, creature and superheroes and all that we have been planning? We can actually go out and shoot. We have been planning LEDs, and we have to do a lot of virtual production as well. But there's nothing like using some of the existing marvels in architecture when it's already there in Dubai. Now, Subroto is going for a shoot in Dubai. So there are a lot more now. Do you think we can use that to shoot?
As I mentioned earlier, the support that is given to the government to people huge now. Especially, and I had a plan as well. I cannot reveal it now, but I'll give you some sort. I want to do something of the future, Museum of the Future.
Museum of the Future. It's amazing.
Short film to participate in the film festival. But yes, the support is there. The loyalty, they get all the. Of course, you have to get into the normal process of getting approvals of things, but yes, easily get the support from that.
Yeah. So what timeframes have you have you set aside for completing this horror film that you're planning? And is it going to have an American release, or is it just going to have a West Asian, Middle East release? Or is it going to be, what are you planning? What are you looking at?
First of all, didn't really put a timeline, because still, I mean, from creating the first horror movie based on VFX and CGI, I need to have lots of meetings with Suchit on that. But I created this in a 2-3 locations so that the shooting period be shorter. I think I want to push it for summer next year, to be in the Pan Arabia. And if it goes anywhere, it can go anywhere. At the moment, I need to put a target here. I cannot be there. I am very ambitious, but I want to be also very realistic in terms of how to limit, where I want to shoot.
I'm sure you'll plan a game around it and some other media around it too.
Yeah, I also wanted to ask you, I know games and all that will follow. In terms of, virtual production, and as well as in terms of, volumetric production, are you looking at that as an expansion too, right? Yourself as a studio, providing those facilities so that, you can have a lot of Bollywood and some Hollywood coming in and filming over there, because, and you have lovely hotels in Dubai, you've got all of that. I mean, I think that's something Dubai should be headed towards. Building that hub where people can come and produce, like you've got stages in Los Angeles, you've got stages in Korea, but is Dubai figuring in that?
Very good question. As I said, from the entertainment industry, it was fresh and new, and we created that. I think in the film making industry, again, Dubai lacks that a bit, and it's a very good opportunity to dig into that area, to create this, let's say, a film hub that help all the, and also create and vote. We had the film festival before in Dubai, and for some reason stopped. I don't know. It was only inviting some of the famous actors from everywhere, Hollywood and Bollywood. But I think this stuff. But there is also not a certain clear goal of what that means. From my connection, I think also I'm doing that. I'm calling Famulus now. I'm trying to bring them into digging, going to this market since it's fresh, and stay a little bit away from the huge competition that you guys have in Bollywood. There's so many competition there, and here you can create. We still need to create the competition. There's no one there, and there is demand, huge demand from platforms, media platforms, film platforms for content. There's no content. You will see some of the production, unfortunately, the content is very weak, but the production was very, from a budget perspective, was very high because there's no, they cannot, fill the gap, those platforms across the platform. So I think it's something I'm working on. I will create some, let's say, a concierge, if I wanna, if I name it correctly, a concierge for filmmakers across Hollywood and Bollywood, so that I can service them and create, some strategic partnership, you name it, to create any film. I even can bring the government support if I have this good, huge joint venture between, let's say, studios to create production. I can also help in raising some fund for such films from the government, from people who are interested. I also am looking in that industry. All of our investors and the hedge funds that are created in Dubai are looking real estate, stock markets, the publicly listed companies. They've never turned their investment, even a small part, to the filmmaking. Although I don't think, I think this is one of the best industries that created money economy for countries. That's how strong this industry. And so I also want to create this education to those investors to start, looking into this. Once I create this, image in front of the investors, then the fund for such films can be easy as well for any good content, not only any studios that comes, who has really good content that wants to shoot. This can be also created easy. But again, I'm looking for the support of the industry that been there for like 50 years and 60 years, such as Bollywood and Hollywood, to be with me.
May Allah make your dreams come true. You're really building a kingdom of dreams, and may Allah make them come true. It's been fascinating talking with you, Raed. It's a pleasure. When you come into Bombay, I hope we can all catch up, and as can Suchit and all of us, and exchange ideas and help you realize your dreams and really fulfill what you set out to do. Thank you very much, Raed. Thank you, Suchit, for being a part of this, and thank you, Subroto.
Thank you, Anil, for organizing this, Anil, and Raed, thank you for canceling your meetings and coming at such a short notice when I called you. It's amazing to receive your support in the past, and I hope we can build something amazing in the future as well. Thank you so very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thanks.
All the best to you, Raed. Thank you. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Thank you.